A study on the assessment of the implementation of Nigeria's international anti-corruption and asset recovery commitment says inadequate knowledge, operational dependency of anti-corruption agencies are responsible for the slow progress. Some civil society groups and anti-corruption agencies said this during a public presentation of the report in Abuja on Tuesday, that the Tinubu administration must continue on the gains of the past administration and improve on the weaknesses identified.
An anti-corruption summit held in London in 2016 and a global forum on asset recovery, which also held in London in December 2017, the Nigerian government made commitment to fight corruption. As part of the implementation of the anti-corruption and social inclusiveness reform initiatives in Nigeria.
Good afternoon once again, fellow reformers.
A cluster of civil society groups led by the African Network for Environment and Economic Justice ANEEJ, carried out an assessment of Nigeria's commitment implementation.
Preserving and strengthening the UN Convention Against Corruption's role in the multilateral anti-corruption architecture. Second, championing the role of civil society in the fight against corruption. Third, promoting stronger law enforcement cooperation on asset recovery.
Environment that we're in is very difficult to see. The change that we're looking to see, it's very difficult. But before we get to that change, there are things that we achieve that lead us to that change.
The report identifies weak implementation of the existing legislative framework, political interference, poor coordination of the anti-corruption activities, amongst others.
Everybody, there's a consensus in the room, and that's what the report have reinforced again in its background, that corruption is directly linked to poverty. And if you are familiar with corruption literature, you will quite agree with me that this is no longer argument, that there is a linkage between corruption and underdevelopment. And then CPI report, and those of you who are familiar with Transparency International work, CPI is their most important tool product that they put out there in the public annually. And Nigeria has not been doing very well in that report. When it comes to the issue of asset recovery, Nigeria is extremely doing well.
We talk about corruption at the federal level. In many states, nobody mentions corruption. The governor does not mention corruption. No public official mentions corruption. For me, I think that this dialogue should focus on how to return the issue of corruption to the public agenda.
We can pay attention to the federal government, but please, civil society activists, let's see how we can also pay attention to what happens at the states and local governments.
The African Network for Environment and Economic Justice ANEEJ worked with 8 cluster organizations under the Strengthening Civic Advocacy and Local Engagement Skill Project, a USAID-funded 5-year project being implemented by the Palladium in collaboration with the Nigeria resource partners. Mwesi Igono, AIT News, Abuja.